Hi, welcome to this class, which is going to be a 45-minute yoga flow, Vinyasa flow style class, but with a focus on shoulders. So quite a lot of arm strengthening, shoulder strengthening stuff going on in the class. If it gets too much and your wrists, your shoulders start to ache, just come down, take a child's pose, take a break, do whatever's going to feel nice for your body. It's your class. If you enjoy the class, give me a like, maybe subscribe to my channel. Enjoy and have fun. Come to lying on your mats. You can have your knees bent or legs extended, you choose. Settle yourselves down. Make sure you've got room over your overhead because we're going to be doing some arm and shoulder stuff. And have one yoga block nearby-ish to use as well. But first of all, just settle down, relax the hips. Maybe rock your hips from side to side just a little bit. And adjust your shoulders, tuck your shoulder blades in and down behind you. Draw your chin down, lengthen the back of the neck. Close your eyes and just relax the shoulders. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And out through the nose, releasing everything down. Deep breath in. And let it all out. On your next inhale, engage your Mula Bandha. Draw those pelvic floor muscles up and in, keeping them engaged as you exhale. Draw Uddiyana Bandha up and in as you inhale, maybe imprinting your lower back into the mat. Pull that belly button up and in. And exhale through the nose, releasing everything down. On your next inhale, engage your Mula and Uddiyana Bandha as you fill your lungs. And keeping your bandha engaged as you exhale, relax the shoulders. Now draw that belly button up, suck it in towards your spine, and lower back will imprint on the mat. Reach your arms long on the mat, spread your fingers wide. As you inhale, start to bring the arms out wide, and then circle them up behind you. And you can keep the hands kind of shoulder width apart. Pull that belly button up and in as the arms lift up. And then slowly bring them to your sides. Turn the palms upwards, inhaling out wide and overhead. And exhale, bringing them up and over, bringing them to your sides. Turn palms upwards as you circle out, overhead. And inhale, coming upwards, pause, changing direction. Inhale, arms up and over, circling them out wide and down to your hips. Inhale, lifting, and exhale as you sweep them back. Inhale, and exhale. And then inhale, bring the arms up and keep them up. Grab hold of your yoga block. And I want you to hold it on the sides with your fingers nice and long, and then press your hands. So your thumbs sticking free. It's only your 4 fingers and palms holding the block. Point the block up to the ceiling. Lift one leg up, lift the other leg up, coming to your reverse tabletop. Make sure your knees are over the hips, feet are level with your knees. Squeeze that block, squeeze it hard, and then extending one leg, bringing that block long behind you. And inhale slowly, coming back in. Other leg, reaching long, point the toes as arms lift, squeeze that block. And inhaling back. And I want you to do 2 more on each side. Really squeeze the block. The leg can come as low as is comfortable for you. But do take care with your lower back. The lower the leg, the more your lower back will be challenged. And then we're going to do 1 more on each side. Keep the pressure on the block. Keep the arms active as you slowly move. And then the last time, and inhaling up. Now squeeze the block, lift your head, lift your shoulders, reach that block up as high as it will go. And same thing, but with the head and shoulders lifted, extending and coming back. Inhaling and exhaling. Twice more on each leg. Move slowly. Slow is strong. Keep pushing the block with your hands, keeping your arms and shoulders engaged. And then last time on each side, as you extend long, point the toes, coming back, release head and shoulders, pop the block to one side, wrap your arms behind your thighs, and take a gentle rock from side to side, massaging your back. And then reset your legs to their 90-degree bend. Reach your arms forward. Reach them far, and then inhale, lifting head and shoulders. Both legs, both arms. Inhale, extend. Don't bring the legs too low. And exhale, coming back. Inhale, extend. Pull that belly button up and in. And exhale, coming back. Inhale, reach. And exhale, return one more. Inhale, you're probably feeling this in your belly. Keep going. And then release head and shoulders, hug the knees in, and take a little rock from side to side. And then flex those feet. Reach for the outer edges. Draw the knees to your armpits. Taking a happy baby. Just rock yourselves from side to side. You can turn your heads as well. Just massaging the whole of your back, the back of the head, breathing here. And then coming to a still pose. Reach for the big toes. Extend your legs out to a straddle. And inhale them back to happy baby. Reaching the heels away from you. And coming back to your happy baby. Reach, push those heels away. And coming back to happy baby. We're going to stay in a straddle pose. Now, if like me, your shoulders have lifted, actively pull the shoulders down. Tuck your chin to your chest. Keep pulling the shoulders down. And at the same time, slide them away from your ears, lengthening in the neck and just holding here. Close your eyes. Try and relax as much of your body as you can. And just let gravity do its thing, deepening that straddle. Stretching out your hamstrings. Holding here. And then softening the knees, bring the knees to your armpits. Slide your hands behind your thighs. And we're going to rock and roll up and down the back, coming up to boat pose, Navasana. So coming up and finding your balance. Pull the knees into the chest. Reaching the arms up, cradling a giant beach ball. Pull the tops of the shoulders down. Just hold here for a couple more breaths. If it's too much, just bring the hands behind the thighs, or staying here, or falling backwards like me. And then releasing it down, crossing your legs, and coming to your comfortable seated pose. Bring your hands behind you, fingers pointing forwards, and leaning back, arching, pushing up in your chest. Staying here, or lifting up to the knees, lift your hips, up towards the ceiling, push into the hands, get that chest as high as you can. Holding here, breathing here. And releasing your bottom down. Bring your hands in front of you. Start padding forwards, coming halfway, and pause. That nice little rock, easing out the lower back. Bringing the hands a little bit further forwards, coming as far forward as you can. And then lower your chin to your chest. Maybe lower the forearms to the mat, coming into a deep forward fold. Holding here. Lifting the head, push into the hands to walk yourselves back. Hands behind you, leaning back or lifting up. Holding here. Squeeze those shoulder blades together behind you. And then slowly lowering it down. And bring that left hand to the right knee, the right hand behind you. Inhale, length, and exhale into your first twist of the day. Pull that belly button up and in. Pull the tops of the shoulders down. Can you squeeze that right shoulder blade behind you? Can you turn your head a tiny bit more? Holding here. And release. Bringing the right hand to left knee. First, reset your spine. Get the spine nice and long. Pull that belly button up and in. As you exhale, twisting to look over the shoulder. Squeeze that left shoulder behind you. Get your spine nice and long. Neck is long. Tops of the shoulders drawing down. Twisting here. And then slowly releasing it down. And then just bringing your arms out wide. Join the thumb and index finger. And bringing your arms to our W shape. Pull that belly button up and in. Lengthening your spine. Grow your spine. Imagine a thread on top of your head, lifting you up. Your neck is long. Tops of the shoulders are down. Pull belly button up and in. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, twisting one way, squeeze the shoulder blade behind you. And releasing to center. To the other side, squeeze the shoulder blade behind you. And releasing to center. Bring your arms out long, palms are down. Reach the arms really long. And then you're going to start to bring the shoulders and arms forward, up, back, and down. Inhaling. And exhaling, really spread the fingers wide, reach the arms really long. As you circle and pause, change direction, back, up, forwards and down. Really articulate the shoulders here. Big, big movements, but long arms, long fingers, really nice. Last one here. And release your fingers to the mat. Bring your right hand fingers facing forward. Extend the left arm long. And then longer still. Spread the fingers wide. Follow with the gaze as you lift up. And folding up and over. Pause here. Holding here. Now push into the hand on the mat and start to twist. Over to the right. Hand reaching as far away from you as it can go. And hold it here. Push harder into the hand. Can you twist a little bit more in the waist? And then circling it down to the other side. Reaching long, spread the fingers as you lift up. Coming to your fold. Looking underneath the arms, stretch out the side of the body. Holding here, breathing here. And then spread the hand on the mat, fingers wide. Push into the mat as you come to your twist. Reach that arm as far as it will go. Holding here. And releasing it down, bringing your arms back up. Turn the palms forwards, bringing the hands together, interlace, push the palms away. As the arms lift, tops of the shoulders pull down. Taking a little bend one way, keep pushing those palms away. Inhaling up, exhaling to the other side. And coming up, releasing your hands either side of you, fingers forward, last time here, lifting up, arch the back, maybe looking behind you a little bit, holding here, breathe, and releasing it down. Bring both arms forward, bring the left arm under the right, and take eagle arms. Inhale, lifting up, looking up, and hold it here. Can you get the elbows up higher? Can you arch your back a tiny bit here? And then as you exhale, folding forwards as far as is comfortable for you, chin to chest. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, lift. And exhaling forwards. As you come up to your next uplift, bringing the arms out, bring them behind you. Interlace fingers, squeeze those shoulders together as you look up. Exhale, coming forwards, arms lifting up as your forehead comes down towards the mat. Inhale, lift, release the arms, bringing them back in front. Right arm under the left, taking your eagle arms. Inhale, lifting up, pause here, get those elbow points up towards the ceiling. And exhale as you fold chin to chest. Inhale, lift. And exhale, folding chin to chest. Inhale, lift, holding here. Exhale, chin to chest. As you lift up, release the arms, interlace your hands the other way. So the other way of interlacing your fingers, squeeze those shoulder blades together as you look up. And as you exhale, coming forwards, arms lifting up and over, holding here. Inhale, lift up, release your arms, bringing them in front of you. Left arm under the right, pull the hand over to the left, look over the right shoulder. Give that arm a little stretch, that shoulder a little stretch. And releasing. Right arm under the left, pulling it to the right, look over the left shoulder. Holding here. And release it. Just let your hands rest on your knees. Draw the shoulders to your ears and let them fall. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And just give them a couple of little shrugs. And then we're going to roll over onto all fours for a little bit of cat-cow work. Just a few rounds. Hands under shoulders, knees under the hips. Let the belly drop as you lift tailbone, pushing into the hands. Inhale, arching up chin to chest. And exhale, releasing down. Inhale, arch up. And exhale, release. And moving between your cat and your cow, easing out your lower back, easing out the whole of your spine, and then coming to a still pose. Inhale, left arm lifts as you reach up, and exhale, thread that needle coming down to left shoulder and left cheek. Right arm reaches up and bends behind you, bring the fingertips to the hip crease. Draw that right shoulder back, really squeeze it behind you, holding here. And then release that right arm. Hand comes flat in front of your face, lengthening the right arm as the left arm lifts to your twist and releasing it down. Right arm reaching up, twisting up, and thread that needle coming to right shoulder and right cheek. Left arm coming up behind you, bending, finding the right hip crease. Draw that left shoulder back, squeeze that shoulder blade behind you, holding here. And release the left hand to the mat. Inhale, right arm lifts and bringing it down. Pad your hands away from you. Keep the hips over the knees as we come down to a puppy dog pose. Forehead to the mat and maybe the chest sinking down as well. And just holding it here for a few breaths. And then lifting your head, walking your hands back up and bringing yourself up onto your knees. Now, if the floor hurts your knees, just double the mat under and just bring a bit of extra padding for your knees. We're going to do a camel pose. So tuck your toes under and bring your knees roughly a clenched fist width apart. And then just bring your hands to your lower back. And then you want to get the sense of you're pushing your hips down as your spine lengthens. You're growing your spine here, pulling that belly button up and in. Slide your hands behind you, fingers pointing down. So your hands are either side of your spine. Squeeze the shoulders together, squeeze the elbows towards each other, and then see if you can get length into your spine as you start to come to a gentle back bend. Push the hips forward, and you're pushing your buttocks down with your hands, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And inhale, pull your belly up and in to come up. And you can stay here, moving from one back upright, or if you want to come to a modified full camel, so the toes are tucked. Full camel, your feet are going to be flat. My back won't let me bend that far. But if you know your back's fine, you can keep the feet flat or toes tucked. And then windmill one arm up and over towards the heels, the other arm up and over, pushing the hips forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together in a little back bend here. We're going to hold this for another 3 breaths. Another 2 breaths. And 1 more breath here. And then windmilling the arms back up and over. And bringing yourself back to all fours. And releasing your mat from underneath you. And tucking your toes. Sorry, I was distracted by a fly landed on my arm. Tucking the toes. Just lift your knees a few centimeters off the mat. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders so you can hold this. And just hovering here for another 5, another 4, another 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees, flatten the feet. And you can drop your hips to your heels. You can bring your knees wide and come to any form of child's pose that feels good for you. If, like me, your knees are a bit sore, you can keep the hips lifted and just settle down, sinking down. And then lifting your head. Walk your hands closer to the top of the mat. Just move your knees back a tiny little bit. Have your hands shoulder width, tucking under the toes and coming up to our first down dog of the day. Give those legs a pedal. Easing out the backs of the legs. You can pause on one leg for a few seconds if that feels good. And then on the other leg, pushing your chest towards your thighs. And your hips are lifting up. And your heels are maybe sinking down. And then coming to your still downward facing dog. Pausing here, your drishti, your gaze is between your feet. Push harder into the hands. Get the chest closer to your thighs. And then coming up onto your tippy toes, we're going to shift forward to a plank. And pause in plank. If you need to walk your feet in so you can push the heels away, please do so. Pushing into your hands, rotate those elbow creases forward. Pull that belly button up and in as you lift the hips back up. And exhale, heels to the mat. Inhale, tippy toes, shift forward to your plank. Pause, holding here. Pull that belly button up and in, squeeze the kneecaps. Holding here. If it gets too much, bring the knees down, but hold it for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift those hips up high and lower those heels in your downward facing dog. Inhale, tippy toes shifting forwards. Push the heels away, squeeze the kneecaps, elbow creases forward. Spread the fingers wider, push into the hands, keep the backs of the shoulders nice and firm. We're going to hold it here for just a little bit longer. Just another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back up onto tippy toes, lower your heels. Walk your hands back towards your feet at the back of the mat, coming to a fold. Then you can have the knees soft. You can bring your belly onto your thighs or keep the legs straight, whatever's going to feel good. Give your head a nod, give your head a shake. And then lifting your arms out to the side, start to bring them up behind you, interlace fingers. Squeeze those shoulders together as you come to a fold, arms coming up and over. Holding here, give your head a little nod, a little shake. Holding here. And release your hands down. Bring your left hand in between your big toes. Bend the left knee. Right arm lifting up, twisting up. Squeeze that shoulder blade behind you as right leg straightens. Holding here, spread the fingers wide. Can you reach the arm higher? And then bending the right knee, right hand to the mat. Left leg straightens as you twist over to the left, looking up. Spread those fingers wider. Squeeze that left shoulder blade behind you. Bend left knee, left hand on the mat, right arm lifts, turning up, and maybe squeezing that shoulder a little bit more behind you. And releasing down as left side lifts. Squeeze that left shoulder blade. And release it down. Let the arms just dangle, chin is to chest, softening the knees. Super slow roll up, one vertebra at a time. And as you straighten, lifting the head, arms reaching out, pull that belly button up and in as the hands lift. And hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms lift, but pull the tops of the shoulders down. Bring your hands shoulder width, pull that belly button up and in. Slowly bringing the arms down, palms facing, as your hands come to your side, chin to chest. Soft knees, rolling down, one vertebra at a time, really slowly. Take your time. Once your hands reach the mat, you're going to walk the hands forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and take a plank. If it's too much, bring the knees down. Otherwise, staying in a plank, push the heels away, squeeze the kneecaps. Holding here for another 5, another 4, another 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees, chest and chin. Elbows hug the rib cage. Sliding to a baby cobra. Push to your knees. Tuck toes. Downward facing dog. Hands walk back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try and keep your legs as straight as you can. Chin to chest. Palms are facing. As you roll up and arms lifting up. Slowly lower the arms, palms facing, chin to chest. Soft knees, roll down. Really super slowly. Let the arms dangle, pull that belly up and in. Hands to the mat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your plank. Hold. Spread those fingers. Push the heels away. Squeeze the kneecaps. Draw the tops of the shoulders away from your ears so your neck is nice and long. We're going to hold it here for another 5, another 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees, chest and chin. Slide to your baby cobra. Push to your knees, tuck toes. Downward facing dog. Hands walk back. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you slowly roll up, soften the knees. Palms are facing as the arms lift up. And last time, bringing those arms down, chin to chest. Super slow roll down. Hands come to the mat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your plank. Walk the toes in, push the heels away. Try and hold the plank as long as you can, but you can always bring those knees down. Pull the tops of the shoulders away from your ears. Pull the belly button up and in. Long, strong spine. Strong arms, strong shoulders. Holding for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees, chest and chin. Slide to your cobra. And then push back to child pose. Lower the forearms. Take a little break. You can pat the mat with your hands. Squeeze the fingers in and spread them wide. Rotate the wrists. Do whatever you need to alleviate any wrist pain. Holding here. And then we're going to take the weight off the wrists for a bit. So lifting your head, slide forwards. You want your elbows under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Interlace your fingers and then press the bottom edge of your little fingers down to the mat. As you inhale, start to shift forwards. You're bringing your shoulders forwards. You're going to bring your face in front of your hands. And then you're going to push into your hands and forearms. And then just let your hips drop back as far as they will go, chin to chest. Inhale as you slowly come up and forwards, hand face in front of hands, and pushing back, bending down, chin to chest. Inhale as you come forwards. Make sure your chin's coming in front of your hands. Pushing back, lowering the hips. We'll do one more like this. Inhaling up and forwards. And exhale, pushing back, lowering the hips. Come back up to your neutral pose. So you can stay like this, or if you want a little bit more, you want it a bit stronger, and I am looking at you, Becky and Joe, dolphin pose. Tuck those toes, lift the hips, and then you're going to shift forwards and push back. And the choice is completely yours as to which option you're going to take. Nice, strong yogis, beautiful. And if you're doing the full dolphin pose, we'll do 3 more. And if you're doing the modified one, you're going to do 3 more as well. And then we're going to come up. Everyone bring your knees down, bring them as wide as the mat, big toes touch. Wide-legged child pose, releasing down. Give your wrists a little break. And then lifting your head, bringing yourselves long. Bring your hands to the mat. Walk them forwards a little bit. Tuck your toes, and we're going to lift back up to our downward facing dog. And just give your legs a little pedal here. Walking out the dog. And then come up to tippy toes and shift forward to your plank. Rotate those elbow creases forward. The right arm is going to lift. You're going to flip onto the side of the left foot as right arm lifts up to a side plank. If it's too much, bring the left knee down. Otherwise, we're staying in a full side plank. If you want to, you can bring the right arm up and over, bicep to the ear. Give yourself a bit of extra stretch down that rib cage and holding here. Lift those hips up. Don't let those hips sag. No saggy hips in my class. Holding for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flipping back to your plank and over to the other side. Left arm lifting up, maybe putting the right knee down. See how it feels. Lift those hips. Arm can extend long, bicep to the ear. Holding for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. And coming back to your plank. Chaturanga together, everybody. Coming up to the tips of your big toes. Biceps are against your chest. Squeeze those elbows along your side as you slowly lower it down. All the way down. And pause. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead on your hands. Quick breather here before we come to our next couple of shoulder, belly, everything strengthening actually. And then just lifting your head. Bring your arms down to the sides, palms facing up. And just rest your forehead on the mat. Slide the arms long away from you so you feel the tops of your shoulders moving away from your ears. Start to lift your arms up, pushing the palms up to the ceiling. Push hips into the mat, start to lift your forehead. And then maybe peeling the chest off the floor. The arms keep pushing up, reaching up, squeeze those shoulder blades together. And slowly with control, lowering down, moving super slowly. Forehead taps the mat. Slide the arms long away from you. As you lift up, push those palms up to the ceiling. And exhale super slowly, lowering it down. 1 more. Slide the shoulders away from you as you lift up. Now bring your hands together behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift those arms as high as they'll go, but keep squeezing those shoulder blades. Holding for another 3, another 2, another 1, and release it down. Blessed relief. Bend the knees. Bring your knees really wide. Bring the toes together to touch. Reach for the top of one foot and the other foot and reset your big toes together. Knees can come nice and wide. Push your hips into the mat. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you start to lift your head, your chest, and your legs off the mat in your boat pose. Boat. Similar. Now keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. Keep lifting those thighs off the floor. Another 3, another 2, another 1, and release it down. Let go of the feet. You can windscreen wiper your feet from side to side if that feels nice. And then very, very slowly bring your hands either side of your chest. Tuck your toes on the mat. Push via your knees, bringing yourself up to all fours for our last shoulder forward thing. We're going to do our rabbit. So if a full headstand is in your practice, feel free to come into a headstand. Otherwise, come in with me in the rabbit. So thinking about that fold on the mat. Thinking about knees are together, that kind of triangle, equilateral triangle, hands and knees. And then you're shifting your weight forward, the crown, the flat part of your head coming to the mat. You need to get that capital L shape with your arms. Squeeze the biceps against you, tuck toes, and you can stay here. Or walk the feet in, pop one knee onto the back of one arm, the other knee on the other. Give those bunny ears a waggle. Or stay with your feet on the ground. It's completely up to you. So we're just going to stay here for about another 10 seconds or so. Slowly releasing your feet down. Bring your knees to the mat. Take a moment in child pose. If you're in full headstand, coming out of it slowly, take a child's pose along the way. And then slowly bringing yourself upright. Extending your mats long again if you had them folded. And just bring yourselves down onto your mats for shoulder stand. So I'm going to give you options here as well. We're going to start off with bridge. If you want to do a bridge with a block underneath you today, which feels really nice, you're just going to lift up, pop your sacrum on the block and stay here, chin to chest. A really nice inversion, but feels really good. If you want to take it a little bit further in your bridge, lifting your hips up, hands underneath you, rolling onto the outer edges of your biceps and pushing the hips up and staying here. If you want to take it into a crab, you can. I don't do crab, my back won't bend that way, but it's always an option. But keep squeezing the butt cheeks, lifting the hips here, unless you're on the block. Holding here, close your eyes and just push into the arms, push into the hands. Get those hips up as high as they will go. Another 5, another 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the bind, release the block if you've got one underneath you, rolling down your spine. Pausing here for a moment, T-shape your arms and just let the knees drop from one side to the other, easing out any lower back tension before we come to our shoulder stand. So to come into shoulder stand, I know some people like to use the furniture to get up. Whatever you do, make sure you've got room behind you. So shuffle down your mat because we're going to be bringing the feet overhead. And then either using furniture to push yourselves up or using momentum. Bring the knees to your forehead. Bring your hands either side of your spine. Push those hips up as you come up higher onto the tops of your shoulders. Walk the elbows in towards each other and then slowly lifting the legs up. Point the toes. Flex, point, flex a few times, and then rotate the ankles going one way and going the other way. And then pause. Pull that belly button up and in. Start to lower one leg behind you. Maybe it touches the floor, maybe not yet. Bringing it back up. Other leg lowers behind you, tap the floor, coming back up. And you can just stay one leg at a time or flex the feet and bring both legs behind you. I feel like I'm suffocating because my belly and my boobs get in the way. So if that is the case for you as well, just bring those legs back up and just do one leg at a time. Or just stay in your shoulder stand. And just stay here for about another 10 seconds. Doing whatever feels good. Maybe a straddle leg shoulder stand would feel nice for you today. Just have a play. See how everything feels. And then when you're ready to come out of it, you're going to bend the knees down to your forehead and use your arms as brakes. Slowly roll your spine down and then draw the knees into the chest. Squeeze them in. A little rock from side to side, easing out any back tension. And then as our counter pose to shoulder stand, fish. So you want to lie with your legs long. Bend the knees, lift one butt cheek, put one hand palm down underneath it, lift the other butt cheek. Sit on your hands, extend your legs long away from you. Then push into your elbows to lift up, walk the elbows in towards each other. Now imagine you're lengthening your spine, lengthening in your neck as the head lowers behind you, the crown of the head coming to the mat. And then you can point your toes away from you in your fish pose. Close your eyes, just push into your arms, push your butt cheeks onto your hands, and try and relax the tops of the shoulders here. Another 3, another 2, another 1. Push into your arms to lift your head. Slide the elbows wide to lower yourself down. Bend the knees. Remove your hands from underneath you. T-shape them nice and wide. Drop the knees to one side. Turn the head to the other side. Draw belly button up and in to bring the knees up. Lower them the other way. Turn the head the other way. Inhaling up and exhale the other way. Inhale to lift and exhale lower. We'll do once more on each side because this is so nice for your back. And releasing it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then coming up to still pose. Slide your arms down to your close by your sides. You can keep the knees together, bring the feet wide as the mat, knees drop into each other, or extend the legs long. Shavasana, final relaxation. But first, give your hips a little wiggle, a little waggle, easing it out. And then do the same with your shoulders, tucking your shoulder blades in and down underneath you. Close your eyes and let's just focus on the breath. Take a deep breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 3, 4. And exhale, relax those shoulders. In, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4. Keep breathing at your slow, deep, equal length breath. Relax the shoulders on every exhale. Focus on the spot between your eyes, between your eyebrows. Picturing a glowing ball. And then on your next inhale, start to roll your head. Draw the chin to one shoulder. Inhale back and to the other shoulder. And just slowly move your head 3 or 4 times from one side to the other. And keep the tops of the shoulders relaxed while you're doing this. And then pausing with your head in its neutral pose. Extend the legs long, slide the feet together. Bring your hands above your chest into prayer pose. Interlace fingers and then push the hands away from you. Point the toes away from you. Really point the toes. Really push those palms as far away as they will go. Arms straightening as much as you can. Tops of the shoulders pulling away from your ears. Hold. Really engage every muscle in your legs here. Your belly lifting, stretching, straightening. And then slowly bring one knee into the chest, the other knee in. Give them a hug, a squeeze, a little rock from side to side. And then rolling onto one side and pushing yourselves up to your comfortable cross-legged seat pose, bringing hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in and exhale through the mouth. On your next inhale, bringing the hands to the third eye, to heart center, and namaste. Thank you for joining me.